Okay, as you can see, I protect the front fender here so that when I take off my fairing on the front, I don't damage that. Obviously, if you have plenty of hands or you have some help, that's easier to prevent, but what I want to do is be able to do this by myself. So I put this on here to make sure that I didn't have any damage to the front fender or to my fairing. Now we're going to go take these screws off, but I also got this little container here with a lid so I can keep all my screws in one place so I don't lose my screws, you know what I mean? And we can use them later and know where they're at. So let's start taking those off. There's 6 of them all together. Okay, we're going to use a 25 torque head, slotted. That's what's required to remove these 6 screws holding the front of the fairing to the inner fairing. You have to put this on low setting if you want to use a power tool. You don't want it just nice and easy. And I take the middle out first. Take the bottom one out next. Now I go repeat the same thing on the other side. So because I waited to take the top ones off last, now I can keep one hand on the front of the fairing or my body weight and I don't have to worry about it falling off. So now all the screws are out. I have all 6 in one place so I know where they're at and what I use them for. So now I'm going to, in order to take the fairing off from the inner and the outer fairing, it's necessary for me to remove the turn signals. It's going to take a 1/2 inch. I use a ratchet head and I break them all loose first so they don't torque anything and I keep the pressure off the inner fairing. So I've got this set up. And you see it's a little tight in here, so make sure you put your fairing, when you go inside your fairing, you have your handlebars turn as far as you can the opposite direction. As you can see, I've loosened that, and as a result, there's no tension on it. One thing you have to be careful about when you take these off is you don't drop them and chase them down. So make sure you put your hand out there. Now there's a washer in here, so you don't want to lose it, so you get your hand in there. If you have a big hand like mine, it's not so easy, but you can jiggle this back and forth. There you go. Now you take this side off like that. 2 washers. So you have 2 nuts, 2 washers, you take them off. I keep them in a magnetic tray so everything stays where it's supposed to stay. You have to be careful when you pull this out, that so you see this comes off in 2 parts. So you have to be careful you don't tear the wiring out too. There's a washing out there like that. As you can see, if you have lowers, you don't want to damage the lowers. So there's a little slot in here that you can take it out, and there's a gasket. So you take it like that. There you go. I'm gonna put a piece of cloth in there to make sure that everything is nice and safe. Now when you take off the fairing, the headlight assembly is attached to the back. So when you lift up on it and you pull it forward, it comes off very easy. But now you can take this, unclip these 2 parts here. So you see I'm resting this fairing in here like this. You have there's 2 lights here. Now the fairing can come away from the system completely free.